Hello and welcome to Getting Candid with me, your girl Helen. Now remember that you need to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell so that you don't miss out on these great conversations that we bring to you on this channel. Today, my guest is somebody that I think we're going to learn from, get inspired with. Like for me, if anybody local especially is doing something amazing, I want to highlight them and I just want to learn from them as well and get inspired, and I'm hoping you guys will feel the same. So today I'm at Prime Paints Zambia Limited and I'll be chatting with the founder and the managing director, Mr. Emmanuel Machwani. Just imagine somebody who had a very hard upbringing. On top of that, failed to complete tertiary education, but still running a successful business. Join me on the other side as I chat with Mr. Machwani. Welcome back. So I mentioned that I'm at Prime Paints Zambia Limited and I'll be chatting with the founder and managing director, Mr. Machwani. How are you?
Very, very good. How are you doing, Helen?
Great.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me here for the second time.
Oh yeah. I've been following you for quite a while. You've been doing amazing things, and it's good to see that you're highlighting Zambian businesses and other just people that are doing amazing things in the country.
Thank you. You know, for me, it's really about, you know, when you're coming up with a show, you're thinking, what is this going to do? It's going to inspire people. Yeah. And firstly, you're following celebrities, but then you discover that there's a whole lot of people that are doing amazing things.
Very true.
When you told me your story, I was like, we need to have this on camera.
Thank you. It's good to tell my story.
Yes. So just tell us. So, you know, when people just say Prime Paints and, oh, this is doing this, most of the time we forget about the process of getting to where someone is, and we're just thinking about, oh, they got here, I also want to be like them.
Yeah.
But just tell us about, let's take it back to your childhood. Where were you born? Where did you grow up from? And
so I was born in Zambia, in Lusaka. Yeah, I'm born and bred in Lusaka. I grew up partly in Emmansdale. I started grade 1 at Mleya Primary School, which is just close to this place. Yeah, so I did grade 1 up to grade 7 from there. From Emmansdale, then we shifted to Garden. So after I'd lost my father, I think before my 10th birthday, then we shifted to Garden. I actually later went to a boarding school in Solwezi, Sotek, where I did my grade 8 to grade 12. Yeah.
Okay. So you were just staying with your mother then, eh?
Yes, so we were staying with my mother, my grandmother, with the rest of the extended family, and that's where also, after a bit of some time, my mom actually died. Then we remained orphans. Then luckily had my mom's young sister that took me in, and she helped me be the man that I am today.
That's nice. Just tell us how the interest in business started. Was it something that you were seeing in the home that you grew up in? Was maybe somebody doing business? What was inspiring that?
Not really. The funny part is that when I was growing up, Dad, Mom would actually call me, Dr. Machwani, would love you to become a doctor. You know, parents always want to put their kids in some sort of, things like that. But unfortunately, after I lost my parents and being in a boarding school, I made new friends, and I think I lost track of who I was as a person because I didn't have now proper direction. You know, the only thing that remained on my side is school and school and school and school. But I had this friend of mine, Edward, who actually lost his parents actually during the time when we were in school. So we had now something in common. But to him, the parents were quite fresh in his mind, and he was talking about his father, him being a business person and things like that. I would love to do business administration and later become a business person, you know, things like that. But for me, little did I know that that conversation was actually touching my subconscious. All the time, he spoke about that.
Yeah.
And I actually went on and become what he spoke about. And that's the only thing I ever actually knew.
Business. Yeah. What was your first business?
So my first business obviously was because after school, I was found in Millennium Street there. Yeah, that street, mostly it's about hardware, a bit more of paints and things like that. So that's the only thing that I got my mind to. But in that time also, I was planning to say I really wanted to do school, you know, because I felt like I was incomplete. But again, I didn't have anybody to take me to school. Okay. Yeah, so it was quite a hustle after a hustle. But as I was trying to do what I was doing in the streets, I was managing to find a bit of something, and at least that helped me.
What exactly were you doing? Were you working in a shop or
so
like
yeah,
Millennium?
so not really in a store. So I was a commodity broker, and that's what I called myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So mostly people are in town going to look for things that they want to buy, but they don't know exactly where they would actually get them. So being in that vicinity myself, I would know where I can get this, where I can get this, and where I can get this. And so I would help out people to actually find what they were looking for easy, but also to get it at a better price because I would negotiate on their behalf.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's how I started my business journey, you know, and I was learning through the process of everything, and yeah.
Okay, and then you wanted to go to school.
Yeah, so during that time, as I was doing that, I could get a little bit of some commission, you know, to these businesses that I could take clients for. And through that, I would raise a bit of some monies, and I actually went to Evelyn Hone. I started doing business administration under the Association of Business Executives, the UK exams. And through that, I managed a bit, but I couldn't complete because I couldn't manage, you know, the finances, you know, and working, you know, things like that. So I had to drop out and continued with my hustle on the streets.
Nice. So when you say commodity broker, I'm just taking it back a
Yeah.
little. Were you one of those men that if you jump, like you just get into town, they keep following you? Mufuna Chan, sister, Mufuna Chan, is it like that?
Yeah, basically that, yeah. But, I try to be a little bit more smarter myself, obviously.
Yes, try to be
approach
different.
You, I
Yeah.
would approach you, obviously. You could see the innocence in my face. You could see that really I'm not that person who would do cause harm, but I'm the person who would actually take you to a right place and get to what you would want to get, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
No,
but I was basically those guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, but you know, there's something that I hear people say, which I think personally, I think I agree with it. There's always a successful entrepreneur is also supposed to have a bit of a street hustle in them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you combine like the street hustle and the school, you become a successful entrepreneur.
Yeah, true.
It is, eh?
Yeah. I think it shapes you. It shows you the different types of lives and how to handle it, but also it gives you an opportunity to interact with different types of human beings, you know, because I think communication is key when it comes to business. Yeah. So I think that really helped me a lot. So I understand how to take people, but not from the school side of view, but from the real practical view of how I interacted with them. I could know that this person would love to be taken like this, but in all essence, you need to be humble and, you know, a bit of some respect in you as you approach and have that conversation with people.
Okay, so you go to school, it doesn't work out, you go back on the streets. Yeah. What's next? Yeah,
so I pushed again, I pushed. But again, there's something that was hidden inside me that kept on telling me that I really needed to do school. Yeah, because I still believe that school is one of the best, you know, opportunities for each one of us if you actually have a chance to actually have it. Yeah, so I pushed myself, then I later went to UNZA. I was doing part-time, the same business administration. It was quite nice and almost finishing and things like that. But again, I had to drop out. Issues of finance, you know, and supporting myself, but at the same time hustling, that couldn't work out. But once I came out of that, I knew now that I've actually gotten the important information, you know, of what really I would put into a business. Yeah, I've gotten the business, you know, communication side of it. I've gotten the accountancy side of it, but also the management as a business. Then my plan from inception into the business world was that I'd love one day to set up a big company, you know, with a lot of people that are working, you know, providing employment and things like that, that I would manage obviously in a perfect way. That's been all my plan all along.
So how was the journey to birthing Prime Paints?
Prime Paints basically came from a very funny, you know, arrangement. Because I remember my first company, which was like some sort of a briefcase company. You remember where you just open a company, but you don't quite have, you know, a place where you are based. Yeah. So I had a company called Machwani General Dealers. So with that, I had to look for businesses. And the first business that I got was to do repair of some machine at the Ministry of Works and Supply. Okay. So through that, so we needed 3 quotations. So when we were doing the quotations, I made up a name called Prime Hardware and Electrical. Yeah, so that I could make it a little bit more higher in price than make Machwani General Dealers to be, you know, the one that they would choose on the lower side. Yeah, but when those quotations went, unfortunately, or fortunately enough, so we found that they had actually chosen the higher one.
Wow.
Yeah, which was Prime Hardware and Electrical, and this company doesn't exist. Yeah, and the payment was done in check. And now it was tough for us to say, okay, what are we going to do now with my friend? What are we going to do now to have, this payment, into our hands in terms of cash and what? So we quickly had to rush to Opakra, did everything, and that's how Prime Hardware and Electrical was born. Yeah,
a blessing in disguise.
A blessing in disguise, yeah, sure. So as time went by now, I discovered to say I'm more inclined to paints than actually, general hardware. Yeah, so my thought was that why don't I just have a company that, possesses a name that tells the paint story instead of the general hardware. That's how I had to get Prime from Prime Hardware and Electrical, and I put Paints there, and Prime Paints was born in 2019.
Nice. I heard you mention that you and your friend were doing this. Are you still partners with your friend?
So not really. We were just trying to push a deal over the Ministry of Works and Supply during that time. He does his own thing, but he's also into paints a bit here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to find out because I asked that because I know a lot of people in Zambia, like a lot of us, like a lot of people have had bad experiences starting a business with a friend.
Yeah.
So it's more like in Zambia, it's like a rule, like don't do business with family and friends. It will mess you up. So I wanted to know your experience. But
For me, I've always done this. Never had partners. Yeah, in Prime Paints. Yeah. So like I mentioned, Prime Paints was established in 2019. Yeah, and we had one store and one employee. Yeah, and it was amazing that we became the retailers of the well-known brands in the country. And our plan obviously was to image one of the best retailers in paints. Yeah, so from inception, my plan was growth and growth and growth and growth. So I've always looked at everything that I do in terms of growth. What's the next level? Where can we go from here?
Yeah.
When we started, basically was we know that Prime Paints is a retail store that sells different types of paint brands that are quality, but also in that plan was that one day a product will be born in this store that will be called Prime Paints.
How eventually did you get the guts to say, let me start my own paint brand? Because firstly, it's scary when you're about to start something, especially like our people don't always appreciate local. I think it's now, but most of the time, I see maybe I'm buying paint and I'm like, this is Zambian, this is, I'll go for this one because I think the quality is bad. So did you ever think of how are people going to receive it? Are they even going to receive it? What gave you that push to say, I need to start this and I know people are going to accept this?
Yeah, I'm a person who believes in consistency. So from way back, my plan in the paint business was if we get to a place where we could come up with our own product, this product will be different from what is being on the market for any product that is actually right now seated on the market. Ours is our focus of having a brand that is quality, affordable, but also that is durable, that focuses on an international level, but a well-known home brand. Yeah.
Nice. The first time you made the first one, I don't know how to call it. The first coat or whatever, what do you call it?
Yeah, the first batch. Yeah.
The first batch. How was it? How was the reaction? How was...
So the reaction was amazing. It was amazing, unexpectedly amazing. So we were going, so I'll tell you this, like in business, we've been through a lot of challenges, but those challenges actually never actually put us at a place whereby we would fail to go to the next level based on our, as Prime Paints, we're ambitious people. We believe in trying and keep on trying until we get to what we would want to see. Yeah, so having a first product in the market, actually it went through our stores. Then we had to sit back and just look and say, what's going to happen now on our product? How is it going to be received and perceived at the same time? What type of conversation are people who are applying this product going to say about the product? But after that, amazingly, obviously with the blessing that we carry around us, the product actually hit the market and people were happy that this is different and it's perfectly competing against international brands that are seated in Zambia on the paint market.
Nice. So you told me a story, and the other time we were together, you were telling me about how eventually you knew you needed to start this.
Yeah.
But what challenge eventually pushed you to say it's time?
Yeah, so So we were selling, like I mentioned to you, like other brands. So with these other brands, there were so many, you know, situations that we were going through. One of the biggest brand situation that we're having with this particular brand was that there was insufficient of, you know, the products, you know, because they would come from SA and maybe their local production through their company is not sufficient and things like that. But with that, we're learning a lesson to say, if we don't have what we want to give out to the people based on the story that we've already told out there, is that now that is killing our business. So that was telling a story to say we need to have a product that will have power over and control, so that every time when a client would want that product, we're able to actually give them. So those were the situations that we're having. Secondly, we had one of the biggest hit where 75% of a brand that we're actually retailing decided to pull out. Wow. Because the competition was actually growing on our side. Wow. Yeah, so it became so bad and ugly, so to say, because some felt that we needed not to grow. You know, because what we did is that we're opening stores, and these stores that we're opening, some were actually getting closer to those people that were retailing already those type of products. And based on what we've actually done in terms of marketing, you know, bringing out the brands out there, talking about the products and quality and things, that conversation of the professional conversation around paint actually was giving us a positive, you know, feedback on our stores. And to some, it didn't actually sit well. So this company actually pulled out, and at that time, literally, we died. But we needed to find ways in how we could survive as a company. So we actually had to look cross borders, you know, for an opportunity for us now, because we noticed now that the competition now in our country is getting a little bit more uglier, so to say, unfairly, so to say. Yeah, so what we did on our side now was to look into South Africa. Can we have a brand, a company, one of the best in SA that we can partner with here in Zambia and actually start retailing that product? That's when we came across a product called, a company called Promac, which is actually the second largest company in SA by production. Yeah, and we did our partnership, and we became the sole distributors of that brand here in Zambia, which we actually still do even up to now. Yeah. Then at least we had the good support from mostly the media, because we actually had to launch it. The media was present, the Zambia Institute of Architects, the Engineering Institute of Zambia. So everyone participated in making sure that we could have the brand out there. So it was quite an amazing venture, and also a stepping stone for us to move forward and have control over the products.
Okay. Did you officially have a launch for Prime Paints?
No, we actually will be having a launch this year in October for our product. Nice. Yeah, so we've been manufacturing for the past 1 year. Yes, the product has done amazing things. It has competed fairly with international brands. So I think now that we're having our pearls coming in from SA, and I think we are ready. Yeah. So this year, Prime Paint is turning 6 years. So we want to do the launch together in celebrating the the milestones that we've taken from the first day we opened Prime Paints to October. So in October we'll be launching, and definitely, obviously, you will be there, the guest of honor.
People promise a lot when they're sitting on these seats. That's why I'm just looking at the camera. We'll see. Yeah, but definitely that's good news. And this is what people need to understand, that you actually manufacture the paint from here.
Yes. So what happened actually? So what has happened to us is that every time we hit, a wall as we're trying to progress as a business, it actually bears something great. Yeah, if you look at us, like the moment we had a check that wasn't in, a Prime Paints was born. The moment we had a 75% of this brand that came out, we actually brought in another brand. The moment now we had, so this is the next step now where Prime Paints product is born. We had a challenge where we're importing this product coming into Zambia, So the kwacha was on 1-to-1 with the rand. And that was okay for business for us, and we're thriving through that. But the moment the kwacha had lost about 60%, and we had a challenge now, we lost 60% of what we were supposed to make in terms of profit, but also in terms of the products. Yeah, so now that became a challenge. But now we noticed to say we need now to start the production as we earlier, thought. So I think now to speed up the situation, here we are. set up the production plant, we set up the manufacturing, and everything started happening. And that's how we are. So now what we've done is that with our products, we've got now control over the quality, we've got control over the pricing, we've got control over everything.
Because it's your baby.
Because it's our baby.
Yeah.
yeah. So we've done great in terms of rolling it out. So we've got 3 types of ranges in prime paints. But this year we're focusing on what we're calling the Duracoat range. So with the Duracoat, it's a medium range of our products. Because our first range is called the Pro Coat, which you haven't ruled out first.
Okay.
And the second, which is the Duracoat, and the last one, which is actually the War Coat that you're seeing at the bottom there.
Down there. Okay.
Yeah. So we've got about 21 product lines right now that we're able to manufacture under prime paints, and we keep on introducing some more as we go.
You had told me something that right now, whatever color you want, we can make it happen for you.
Yeah. Actually, we actually have a prime paint software currently. We're able to make colors, mix any color that you want, like from 1 million colors. We're able to actually do that. But also, we're able to manufacture a tailor-made type of product, like a custom-made product, because now we have power over production. So you're able to tell us to say, I would love to see a paint that will actually act in this way as a finish, and we're able actually to do that.
Okay, nice.
And just to add on that, actually, Helen, is that our products is the first Zambian product that will have a guarantee, that we have a guaranteed product. So our products are actually 5 years guarantee if you look at
5 years?
them.
Oh, yes,
5 years guarantee,
years,
5 years guarantee, quality guarantee, which is amazing. Actually, we don't have currently a product that is manufactured in Zambia that has that kind of guarantee.
Wow. That's reassuring, because I mean, 5 years,
Yes.
it shows how confident you are in your product.
Of our products,
Yeah, nice. Anyway, so how is it competing with the international brands on the show?
It's actually competing very well. Very well. Very well. Actually, we did some samples in doing some comparison with international brands. And when we did that in front of most of the customers, actually ours was coming out perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know most people really buy brand names. We know that some brands that have actually been in the country for years and years and years, and we've just been here for about a year in terms of the product itself, But we know that we're actually getting a lot of support, because right now we know that a lot of contractors are having challenges in terms of the pricing of products, because they're in business as well. Things have become a little bit expensive, and here we are actually to offer them a best product, but not only that, a fairly, priced product.
Okay.
We're currently actually manufacturing a lot of, red oxides, gray oxide, these metal finishes for a lot of biggest, metal manufacturing companies and fabricators. Yeah, we actually, so our route to market has actually changed, because we've set up a business like a manufacturing, So right now we're able to give out drums to clients of paints.
Okay.
Yeah. For those that are coming for houses and things like that, they can still get the 5 liters, the 20 liters, the 1 liter, so to say. But for those that are doing big ventures, we also supply them in drums, for their paints, so that it's easier, obviously, to carry, but also it comes at a better pricing, because they'll be getting some sort of a wholesale type of pricing that we have.
Okay. Now we want to just look at the factory.
Oh, yeah.
Can we visit the factory side?
Sure.
So yeah, we're going to see the factory side, and we just see what really goes on. I think I'm wearing wrong shoes, but yeah.
No, I think they'll be okay.
They'll be okay?
Yeah, they'll be okay.
Okay, so we're going to visit the factory side, like you've heard that, guys. And for me, it's always like, let's support what's local, and this is local, and they're doing great things. But join me as we go and see the factory.
So this is where the production happens.
Okay.
Yeah, so obviously each and every material before it's put for production, it has to be weighed on the scale, making sure that the quantities that are going into production are okay based on the formulation that we have. So each type of product has got the type of formulation that it gets. Yeah, these are part of the containers that we use for after the production is being made. Yeah, and this is where the magic happens. So this is a 1,000 liter pot that we use for production. Wow. So this machine is able to mix different types of products that we put here until a product is ready. So the different type of raw materials that we keep adding in this based on the type of product, like I mentioned, that you would want to achieve at the end of the day. If it's oil-based, if it's water-based, it's a washable, any type. So we're able, so this is able to make about 50 of 20 liters.
How many a day?
So we're able to
50
make
at a spot.
50 at a spot. So we're able to make, with this current machinery that we have, we're able to make about 10,000 liters a day, provided all raw materials are in place.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So this is another mixing machine that we have.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, so this is another one. We can also do the same as what that does. Yeah, and also we've got this one, but this one it does a different types of paints. So this one does textured paints. The heavy textured paints. Obviously, you've seen some walls that have got heavy texture paints that you apply like you're applying a plaster on a wall. So this is the machine that does that. So basically, we're able to make any type of paint from this spot using this machinery and the other machines that we have in this space.
Nice.
So every time a product comes from the finishing pot, it will straight comes here. It will be transported here because it's on wheels, so it will be transported here.
Okay.
And this pipe will be attached to it. Yeah, so what is this? Is
attached to that?
Attached to the pot, yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be attached to the pot where paint is. So the paint will pass through this. So this is a filtration machine. So it filters the paint, until it becomes fine and perfect and ready to be applied. So once it filters, actually it passes through these pipes and it comes here. So here, it's automatic. So when it comes here, the paint is able to come out.
Oh,
it's able to come out on its own.
I wish we found it in production.
Yeah, I know.
Eh?
I know. It's able to come out on its own according to the 20-liter packaging that you would want.
Okay.
So once it falls into the paint, it's able to move from here. So this is also a scale on its own.
Oh.
So here, yeah, it actually weighs as well. So it will move and come here, and this will actually now close it, and now it will come out ready.
Perfect. Do you have ladies working here?
Yes. We've got one lady that is working here.
I wanted to say I can be the only lady.
Yeah. So right now we've got some products that we're just doing the labeling. Before we could obviously start doing the other products, the ones that you've seen that are already labeled that are coming from SA. But for now, this is what we have. So from here, we're able to actually take them to dispatch, and they'll go. So this is a sheen that is being, labeled right now. That's our sheen. And,
this is nice.
These paints have already been made and ready now for dispatch. So this is our plaster primer, the face coat. Okay, what would you say to a young person that's doubting themselves? They have ideas, they're keeping them themselves, like they're just thinking of what is society going to say, can I even do this? Maybe this vision is too big for me. What can you tell them? I think for a young person is that everything is possible based on how you think. Don't be carried away by what others are perceiving around you. Think what you think is right and let it be right. Let no one actually come and tell you it's not right. Focus on you, be you, and do you. So that's the only best thing that I can tell them.
You have heard, guys. Stop sleeping on those visions. Stop sleeping on this. Look at this. This is beautiful, and we just hope one day you'll be one of the biggest exporters of paint. Yes, actually, that's our plan. Our plan is to become the #1 preferred brand in Zambia, but secondly, also would love to actually export our products to other African countries. Definitely, that's the goal. So, guys, let's support this business. This is beautiful. I'm looking for a job. We'll definitely get you one. Thank you so much, guys. This has been Getting Candid with me, your girl Helen. Subscribe to the channel, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Remember where you're buying your paint. A lot of people are building today, so remember where you're buying your paint from. Buy the local paint at Prime Paints. You know where the stores are, so just go on and support our local people. So where can people find this paint? Is it just here? So currently these paints are found in all our stores. So we've got a store in Ibex that is just directly opposite Chie's supermarket. We've got 2 stores in town. One is at the corner of Kalundwe and Chachacha Road. Then one is just near Millennium Bus Station there in the LMS complex. And we've got one here at the factory so that we can serve our customers. So the factory is in Malambo Road? Malambo Road, yes. Yes. Okay, perfect. Any last words? before we let you go?
We are just coming from the Construction Expo, which was quite amazing, and we had visitation by the Permanent Secretary Infrastructure, Minister of Infrastructure and Housing. It was quite an amazing discussion that we had, and it was good that he noted to say that I'm surprised to see a brand like this is actually a Zambian, because what I saw, for me, this is an international brand. So he committed himself to say, I would love to have more conversation with you guys to see how best, because we would want our products also to be recommended, across the country. Yeah, we want obviously support of different institutions to come in to say, okay, this product is ready and it can be used on, different. We actually give out samples, free samples for people that would love to understand and know more about our product in terms of how it covers. It's got a good coverage, the type of finishes. We've got the matte, we've got the silk, we've got the sheen, we've got all types, the enamels, the eggshells, everything, like we also mentioned on the colors, that we're able also to do that.
Yeah.
So we are calling upon all contractors out there that are ready to actually make something out of their business, which we know they're in business. We're calling upon homeowners, property managers, that are trying to refurbish in terms of maintaining the properties and things like that. I think here we are now to give you that solution to that problem that you're facing all the time, and making sure that your clients also are happy and satisfied with the service that we can offer. But not only that, right now we're also trying to, move a milestone as well.
Okay.
Not only to just retail the products, sell the products and manufacture the products, but also we are actually starting to apply these same products for our clients at a very best rate compared to what is needed. But not only that, we are able to use modern day technology, machineries to actually spray these, sand the walls, surface preparation better without dust, and it will dry as quickly. In 2 hours from painting, you're able to enter the house and live in it.
Perfect. Lovely. Guys, you've heard it. I think it's always us ourselves to support our own, and then we spread the word to the people out there. So here it's not only him benefiting, it's me, the user, it's the people that are employed. So we need to support them as much as we can. So you've heard where they're found. Please do follow them on social media as well. I know they're found on LinkedIn. Are you guys on Facebook?
We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, yeah, Prime Paints, yeah.
So you can follow them. Let's support each other and let's win together. From me, your girl, Helen. It's bye-bye.